So Ron, once you finally come around to the realization that incorporating some human intelligence, some human aspect in your log review methodology is a necessary requirement for performing that task adequately, it makes all the sense in the world to really determine who is best suited to perform that task. It's not a trivial matter by any stretch. I mean, the impact of recognizing a breach can be fairly considerable. So can we talk a little bit about the pros and cons as far as if you decide to bring that functional responsibility in-house and try to do that on your own, or if you, I guess, compare and contrast that with partnering with a security firm such as Sage and have subject matter experts do that on a routine basis? What's some of the cost benefit involved with that decision?
Sure. So most companies that we deal with aren't large enough to have their own dedicated security staff, right? Where all they do is information security. You know, they're not basically part of IT, or what most people would consider IT. Most of the time, it's a dual hat or triad or however many hats situation. These IT folks that end up getting burdened with doing this.
That's fair.
End up also having to take care of end user questions, to get servers up and running, to install new software, to change the toner cartridge in a printer. They end up doing all of these tasks, the last of which that ever gets done is the log analysis. Okay, so first you've got to find somebody willing to do it, interested in doing it, able to do it, develop a methodology above and beyond what the shrink wrap is going to give you from that shiny new appliance that you purchased and installed. You've got to, oddly enough, pay them, let them take vacation. They don't work 24/7. You've got to provide them benefits. They leave eventually. You know, all the other problems you have of having a highly specialized employee on staff come into play with log analysis. When it gets neglected, when it gets pushed back in priority, which it always does, let's be honest, these incidents are still occurring. Whether or not you're able to detect them, whether or not you're paying attention even to be able to detect them, they're happening on your network. You know, so you've got to keep up with that. Detection really is where the whole industry is kind of leaning towards, more towards detection instead of prevention these days. So, you know, these things are happening, you've got to keep up with them, etc. But keeping up with the methodology is as important as paying attention as well, right? So as attacks change, as malware processes change, as, you know, all the techniques change, you've got to keep your methodology up to date. And doing that on your own and trying to keep up with the whole industry is a daunting task, to say the least.